Hey everyone, welcome back to the Cakeman Entertainment, and today I'm going to be reacting to a documentary drama called The Social Dilemma. It's on Netflix, and I thought it was quite an interesting concept. I actually heard about it from a university course, and I think one of the, um, not creators, it could be one of the creators actually, but one of the people involved with the making of this came and talked in our subject, but yeah, I was keen to see because it talks about, well, very relevant topics, right? Explores the impacts of social media, social networking, the dangers of it. Yeah, I guess we'll get to see what's really being taken from us, what sort of data and things. I think that's what this is about, at least. Yeah, before I get into it, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll get into it now. Well, that's a hell of a quote to start. Nothing vast enters the life of mortals without a curse. Oh, interesting. So these are all like ex-social media employers. Okay, and pretty high up as well positions.
Before that, developer platform, and then it
These
became
people
head of
all
consumer
very,
product.
yeah, extremely high up
Inventor
positions.
of Google
Force for good. I don't know if I feel that way anymore.
I left
Interesting.
Google.
Some wonderful things in the world. They've reunited lost family members. They've found organ donors. I mean, there were meaningful, systemic.
I mean, I'm just gonna pause there, but that's a very relevant thing that lost family members, like my mom, for example, was able to like contact her family after, well, not just contact, but like regularly contact and see, like, of course, like see them because of all this technology, right? Like, I don't know, FaceTime, for example, Facebook, Messenger, all that, and without having to spend like a shit ton of money on international call prices. Yeah, this technology really did help in that regard, for sure. Yeah, so there are some positives as well. I'm assuming privacy is the biggest problem, right? It has to be.
Despite facing
The
mounting
privacy of your
criticism, the
information.
so-called big tech
Between mental health and social media use. Here to talk about
Well, that's a big one, especially for adolescents.
Tween out there, there's no chance they'll delete this thing.
Hey, Isla.
Yeah, that's not wrong.
Snapchat dysmorphia with young patients wanting surgery so they can look more like they do in filtered selfies.
Still don't see why you let her have that thing.
I can't believe that's a real thing. I mean, I know it is a real thing, but it's crazy.
Class had one.
She's only.
I think the tools that have been created today are starting to erode the social fabric of how society works.
Yeah. I find it funny that all the media are going through this and they're the ones who are like, well, they're enhancing the negatives, right? They like tell us of the fake news all the time. Fake and negative news, that's always the things that gets the most clicks for them. So.
Scandals, and they stole our data, and there's tech addiction, and there's fake news, and there's polarization, and there's some elections that are getting hacked. But is there something that is beneath all these problems? Does this feel good?
Very good.
It does feel good.
Like,
I feel very intrigued just listening.
There's a problem.
I totally agree. I see this affecting my kids. I see this affecting the people around me. We have to do something about this.
Okay.
I felt like I was.
But what about the higher ups of Google? Wonder how they would take it.
Larry Page had been notified about this presentation in 3 separate meetings that day.
Oh, okay.
And so it created.
I was the director of monetization. Like, the point was, like, you're the person who's going to figure out how this thing monetizes. And there were a lot of people who did a lot of the work.
That's a big job. That's how Facebook get their profits, right?
One
It's
of
an
the
extremely
people who was
important
pointing
position.
towards
Right,
and
workout videos.
And to check up on us.
And everyone else she's ever met in her entire life.
Okay.
If you're not paying for the product, then you are the product.
Very interesting. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, we aren't paying for social media, so we are the product.
Facebook's just a place to see what my friends are doing and see their photos.
how much time can we get you to spend? How much of your life can we get you to give to us?
In this day and age, a lot. Well, a lot of people, I mean, even myself included, like I use social media a decent amount.
they're paid for by advertisers.
Even to just message
Why
friends
do
and
advertisers
stuff
pay
like
those
that.
companies?
Little slight, imperceptible change in your own behavior and perception that is the product.
Okay,
That is the product. It's the only
that's an interesting description.
that could positively be called the product.
The change in your perception and behavior.
Changing what you do, how you think, who you are. It's a gradual
I guess
change.
that
It's
falls into
slight.
like the depression,
If you
right?
can go to somebody and you say,
Changes
give me
your
$10
mindset
million
into that.
Make sure that advertisers are as successful as possible.
Actually, this happens on apps all the time, you know, where it says like ask app to like track what you're doing outside. And there's an option not to, but I still think they do track you even if you don't say that. I'm sure you guys have seen that before. Like to give you targeted advertising.
To know is that
I like how they have this
everything
like
they're doing
corresponding
online
story
is being
happening with this
watched, is
family.
being tracked,
Just
is
to
being
show like
measured.
what actually happens in real
Every
life.
single
Not just the
action you
interviews
take
happen.
is careful. Oh yeah, seriously, for how long you look at it.
I didn't. I mean, yeah, I guess that does happen, right? On your phone, you get like how long you've been on your phone screen time. That shows how much you've been on each app and stuff. And Apple keep that data, right? They would know.
Whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, or what kind of neuroses you have, what your personality type is like.
That's pretty crazy, yeah. I mean, it's obvious if you think about it, but you don't really think about it that much. That they know everything about you. Not just what you do, but how you do it, when you do
This
it,
data that we're just
why you
pouring
do
out
it even.
all the time
Or they could like come up
is
with
being
sort of
fed into
reasons
these
why you
systems
roughly do it.
that have almost
It's almost as if they have this avatar voodoo doll like model of us.
That's pretty crazy to think about. I mean, it's probably not that far off them doing this,
all the
but
likes. That
I'm guessing it's
all
more
gets
an
brought
AI
back
doing
into
it.
building a more and more many friends and getting them to invite more friends. And then
It's like
there's
a
the
pyramid scheme,
advertising
that is.
to make sure
We often talked about at Facebook.
It's funny,
this
yeah.
idea
All these
of
algorithms are happening, like even on YouTube, the algorithms. No creators really know how the algorithms work. You can ask any like very famous creator, whatever. No one truly knows how it works. Only the people who work there probably know how the algorithm works. You can't like read that algorithm,
dial-up monetization just slightly.
and they wouldn't want you to know that as well.
And so
Say hi with a wave.
Oh yeah, it does do that. Yeah, that's actually a thing that.
You're not even Good idea. GPS coordinates indicate that they're in close proximity.
Oh, so they know. Wait, so do they actually know who's around you as well? Is that legit? Like they know who's in your surrounding area too, and they.
Interested bidders, we sold
That's
Ben at 3.262
very scary to
cents
think
per
about.
conversion.
And now he's friends on the phone too.
And sneakiness at the absolute center of everything.
I mean, yeah, it's like nowadays when you talk to a girl or whatever and ask for their details, you don't ask. I mean, a lot of them don't really ask for their number. Nowadays, you ask for like social media, you ask for Insta, you ask for Snapchat, or any of those, or Facebook even sometimes. But you don't really ask for like the number, so you're already like sold into that social media. It's like, oh, that was pretty good.
Exactly.
Whoa.
No, it's probably not.
Okay, magician. That was pretty cool. I used to have a teacher who could do these tricks. It was so cool to be in his class. Substitute teacher.
I want them to keep doing this with their finger.
You pull down and you refresh.
Keep
it's gonna be a
scrolling.
new thing at the top.
Yes. Yeah, that happens all the time, yeah.
A positive intermittent reinforcement. So you don't know when you're
There's always like a better
You don't know
video to
if you're
see.
gonna get something, which
Especially on like
operates
TikTok
just
or
like slot
something, just keep
machines in
scrolling.
Vegas. It's not you reach over, it just might have something for you. So you play that slot machine to see what you got.
Yeah, that's true. That's actually so true. This is definitely, yeah, I'll admit it. That happens all the time. I look over at my phone and I'm just like, okay, let me see what's there.
So we don't lose it. Activating ellipsis.
Ah, yes, this happens all the time. Yes, the ellipsis, the floating ellipsis that she's gonna comment back.
He's commenting on her comment about his comment on her post.
My God, it's
Hold
just
on,
like
stop
a never-ending cycle.
Let's autofill.
Why is the eggplant there, bro? What is it? Oh shit!
There's an entire
Oh,
discipline
shit.
and field called growth hacking.
Yeah, that autofill actually is there in a big way.
They can get you to invite more.
I'm guessing you should find it
All
bad if
testing, all
it
data,
autofills
all
and
of
it's
this
like
stuff.
exactly what you were gonna
You know
say.
what
That
the
means
single
they
biggest
know
thing to
you
realize?
perfectly.
Get any
You're making me feel like a lab rat.
You are a lab rat. We're all
You
lab
are,
rats.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
not like we're lab rats for
True.
developing a cure for cancer.
Matrix, and we're just harvesting all this
The
money
Matrix.
and data from
Andrew
all their
Tate was
activities
right.
to profit from. And we're not even.
We did that brilliantly at Facebook. Instagram has done it. WhatsApp has done
That's
it.
a huge thing
You
in
know,
our society
Snapchat
today.
has done it.
Like short-term dopamine hits instead of like delayed. It's like what do they call it? Short-term gratification over delayed long-term gratification. We should be doing the second, but a lot of people are doing the first.
I tell what's true. Like we never said any of that stuff.
Social media literally affects everything, like anything and everything,
It's just sitting there.
and anyone.
waiting.
Building something that then I am falling prey to.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah, he's falling prey to his own software, his own creation.
Behind the curtain, I still wasn't able to control my usage.
Mm.
So that's a little
Well,
scary.
it shows how much power it has over you, even if you know. Yeah, all these people know and they're still susceptible.
Disappear.
I'll put down my phone. I'll leave my phone in the car.
Yeah, it's like, for example, you know, when you're in the toilet and, well, a lot of people scroll through their phones while they're on the toilet now. Like, you can't even take a dump or pee without looking at your phone.
And so
You have to take your phone like everywhere, pretty much. While you're in your car, everyone's on their phone now, causing a lot of accidents and stuff like that. You're always on your phone.
Here's the thing. Social
Even this
media-
happens all the time. Like, we're watching TV while on our iPad, while on our phone. Like, that happens all the time, right? It's like we're getting more and more devices while we're watching stuff.
I decided that we're not going to have any cell phones at the table tonight, so turn them in.
If I ever become a parent, I'm definitely going to be doing that. That's a very good idea. You should be respecting the food that you're eating. Like, if you're having a proper meal. If you're having a snack, sure, you can watch whatever, but if you're having like a proper dinner meal, then you should appreciate the food that you're having. And have like a proper conversation. This is where it gets awkward because no one has communication skills here. Oh my god. I mean, to be honest, a lot of people would go to those extremes to get their phone back. The fact that they don't even see that as a big deal is also more worrying. The parents should be more strict on that.
Armed with all you spend on phones and on the computer. I will say
It's gonna be even
so
worse when I
many
become a
hours
parent.
do
Or
you
if I
spend
become a
on
parent,
the phone?
hopefully.
Oh, it's like half an hour.
Like,
It's
people will
half
be
an
on their
hour
devices all the time.
It's not that big a deal. Don't use it for a week.
Oh, that's a good bet.
Yeah.
Will Ben survive, people?
you
Ben
go
ain't,
take care
Ben
of
ain't
that.
surviving. Ben ain't surviving, lads.
You to take a photo with the filter on it.
Mm. They were more worried about keeping you on the profile, not worrying about your mental health state after that. Here's the put
It's
up a
not
post
just that, it's
looking for
control
validation when
and
it
attention.
doesn't come. Jesus, she looks like a fish there, bro. Oh my god. No, do not say that. Oh my god. But you know what's funny there? There's 3 good comments, or 4 good comments, 1 bad comment, but the bad comment is the one that
But were we
always affects us
evolved
the
to be
most.
aware of what
in depression and anxiety for
Yeah, here we go.
American
This is what I was
teenagers,
talking
which
about.
began right around 62% for older teen girls.
62.
It's up 189%
Whoa.
for the preteen girls.
Shit,
That's
that
nearly
is
triple.
pretty scary. It's
Gen
like
Z
exponentially
born
going
after
up too. It's like gonna
1996 or
keep
so.
going
Those
further up.
are the first generation history that got on social media.
Yeah. Imagine how it will get in like 10 years, say. 10, 20 years time. If they don't do something.
Other devices.
Not even come home from school, like while on the way back from
Is
school,
more
at
anxious,
school,
more
etc.
fragile. The rates at which they get driver's licenses have been dropping.
Okay, I didn't know
The
that.
number
The
who
rate
have
at which they
ever
get
gone on
driver's
a date
licenses
or
is
any
dropping.
kind of romantic interaction is dropping.
That I knew, yeah. Okay, he's nearly survived the day. Good on you, Ben, honestly. I actually want to try this now. Go off my phone for, I mean, obviously I need my phone for recordings, but like excluding that, like try and use it as minimal as possible for a whole week. See how I go. Like, go off social media effectively for a week. I'd definitely actually, I'd want to try that challenge, see how it goes. Maybe I'll do some videos on that. That'd be a good video idea.
Roughly, if you say from like the 1960s to today.
Oh, that's a crazy graph. Look at that. That's not even in the 2000s yet. The line is nearly going directly up. 100 quadrillion. Didn't even know that was a number.
And perhaps
I mean, we can do genetic engineering.
He's already got the hoodie on. All he needs to do is go to the gym now.
Realistically speaking,
He'll be done. He'll be on his
living inside
revenge
a
arc.
hardware, a brain in the world, and you see like a Terminator, and you see
Yeah,
Schwarzenegger.
Skynet. Always.
You see, no one really understands what they're doing in order to achieve that.
And I guess the thing is, there's no cap to that, right? There's no end. The end goal isn't like reach this amount of profit. It's just profit. So it's going to keep trying to increase that like forever. There's no limit on that, right? The machine's always trying to just keep you going longer and longer and
Facebook
longer.
and Twitter and other
No
companies,
cap on that.
There's only, and even they don't necessarily fully understand what's going to happen with the particular.
Yeah,
piece of
exactly.
content.
Yeah, no one knows how it's
So
actually going
as
to run,
humans,
right?
we've only
Need something actually good for a proper resurrection, given that the
This happens all the time on TikTok, right? You see very relevant content to you, like, I don't know, something that you just saw, something you just talked about with someone else, because they're always tracking you, right? And for example, you watch like Creed the movie or something that just came out not long ago, Creed 3, and then you'll see like all this TikTok content or Marvel content all comes up, or I don't know, if you're talking about some sort of world event, that comes up on your TikTok. Like, they know what you're thinking about all the time. Don't do it, Ben. You've done so well. Come on, Ben. Don't do it. You actually went 3 days. No, Ben. Ah, Ben. To be fair, like, how is machine learning gonna know whether it's good for someone? It doesn't have that, like, it's just trying to reach an objective. It doesn't know whether to reach that in a good way or a bad way. It's just going to reach that. We need to be the ones to put that ethics in there because we're the humans, right? That's what makes us different from robots. Like, we have those emotions. That leads to the ethical side of things. This is actually why sometimes I do put my phone on like do not disturb for like a couple hours. I just shut it off for a bit. It actually relaxes your mind a bit. You don't want to keep getting that buzz, that feel. You don't want to rely on that. That's not a good thing at all. You shouldn't be getting like a dopamine burst every time you get a notification or something. I will pause it there because that is, I think, roughly halfway of this drama documentary called The Social Dilemma. Yeah, I will be doing a part 2, of course. I'll probably come maybe a week after or something, but I have really enjoyed this so far, and it's taking a real deep dive look into social media, its effect on people, how it's damaging us as humans, and how we don't really know it either. And even the ones who do know it are still extremely susceptible to its issues. All these people that they're interviewing were workers for big social media companies such as like Google, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all those people, Twitter or whatever, like all of them. And they know to some extent what the issues are. And the big thing is that like we are the ones being sold. Like we are the product. Like if you're not paying for the product, then you are the product. That was a very like good quote that I saw up there that sort of stuck with me. And yeah, because we are the product, right? We're always being advertised. Every time you go on your feed, you refresh. There's always like a For You page on anything you go on TikTok, on YouTube, recommended videos, stuff like that. And then they follow it up with an ad that they think will bait you in. Something that, like, I don't know. For example, I remember I was talking to my friend about Excel. I don't know. I think I was buying like some sort of Excel book. Maybe this was for school. And then I go on my computer, and not long later, I'm getting ads like on YouTube for Excel books, or for tutoring, like related stuff, right? It's trying to figure me out. It's trying to figure out, and it's trying to figure out how long I watch that ad for as well, right? I feel like when I get ads and I watch them, I've actually noticed that a bit if I think about it. If you watch an ad for a longer amount of time, you'll feel that that ad seems to keep coming back again and again, or different variation of that same ad or similar company. It keeps coming back because it knows that you're more into it. And if you skip the ad really quickly, maybe it'll come back like a little bit and then it won't come back again, just to test the theory a couple of times. That's what the machine learning is doing, right? And that's that objective. The machine is trying to figure out how to get profits for the companies, right? It's not worrying about how it's going to get those profits. It just needs to get those profits one way or another. It doesn't matter. Your mental health is not a concern of it because it hasn't been programmed to think about that, right? And programming to think about mental issues and stuff is extremely, I don't think that's, well, it's extremely hard to think about that. But that's why you need like ethical people managing that, managing how they're getting data and how they're playing with users. Well, playing with users really, right? Yeah, people are really. And it's not. I'm not blaming other people. Me as well. Definitely me included. Like first of all, always like social media is of course a big part. Like nowadays, it's weird for someone not to have social media than to have social media, and you can say they're ostracized for not having it. I actually see it as a very good thing when people don't have social media. That's like it's pretty crazy how you stay connected and stuff by not having social media, and it's much more relaxed. Those people tend to be like achieving a lot more. They're quietly just going about their business and achieving their goals and stuff like that. So of course they did also go through the benefits of social media too. That like there's a lot of negatives, but there are benefits too. Like you can connect with old family members. You can get information quickly, but getting information quickly is not necessarily a good thing again, because that's where the fake news part comes in. Like there's, especially during the time of the pandemic, my God, there's fake news everywhere. You didn't really know what to trust. And nowadays, yeah, I used to believe the news every time I used to see it, but nowadays I think no. Like, how do I know this is true or not? How do I know what I'm like hearing from Russia is true? How do I know what I'm hearing from here is true? How do I know what's happening there is true? Like, how do I know this is just not propaganda for the government to like push me into a certain frame of mind? Maybe try to bias me for an upcoming election or something like that. Like, you don't really know. You can't really trust anyone out there. Like, especially media-wise, it's extremely hard to know who to trust. And yeah, so social media is playing a big impact on that. Of course, our communication skills are getting worse and worse as we've gone. As they said, like people, like it's skyrocketing downwards, the amount of people having like romantic interactions or like even dates in general. I think they mentioned that as well. The amount of suicides is going up. The amount of people cutting themselves is going up, and it's going exponentially up. Like 100, I think it was like 70% for girls 15 to 19, and 160%. I think roughly like that. Yeah, some insane numbers, and it correlates perfectly with the rise of social media. Those numbers are exponentially rising. And the scarier thing is, it's not like our society is using social media less as we're going on, or like we're not at a peak or something where we're just going to die down. It's going up and up and up. And that means all those other negative correlating graphs will also go up. So the suicides, people hurting themselves. Yeah, as I said, in 5 to 10 years, it'd be scary to think. It'd be scary to look back on these graphs. Like, it would be cool for them to make like I don't know, a second social dilemma and look at like updated, like in 2025 or 2030, updated to see what's happened. Have we improved? Have we taken into consideration the ethics of social media? Or not us, but I mean us as well, but more of the bigger companies, have they incorporated more ethical procedures, more ethical standards? Yeah, but with the way they get profits off this, they have no reason to, excluding if they have a good heart. Which, I mean, if you think about Silicon Valley, it's all about the money, right? Yeah, it's scary. They know everything about you. And one thing, I was wondering, like, I saw that, I don't know if that actually happens, but when you're near someone, they know exactly like how far distanced you are, and it tries to push notifications on you about that person, like if it can. That's an extremely scary thing if that's true. I personally don't think I've really seen that happen to me before. Although when I was in school, which is not that long ago, I'm 22 now, but when I was in school, we were still not really using phones that much. A little bit every now and then during class if you're bored or something. I actually preferred playing cards and stuff with my friends, so that was better than what happens. But like, I obviously know some kids who are still in school, and nowadays they're all using their phone while they're in class. Like, and I asked them like, oh, doesn't your teacher get angry? And then I've seen people say like, oh, I don't give a fuck or something like that. And that's not a great response to have. And it's gonna get harder and harder even for parents, because it's hard to live in us. Like, social media has made it hard to live without it in our society. If you don't have it, like, it's hard to stay connected with people, because people are more on that than connected in real life. We're way more connected in the social media world than we are. Like how many times do you message your friends on social media, Snapchat, Instagram, Messenger, than you do like see them in person? It's exponentially higher, right? Like, you see them way more on social media, you talk to them way more on that. And as they said, like, the rates of not just suicide, but the rates of even depression, anxiety, that's increased tenfold. It's gone up and up. And yeah, like, documentaries like this are a very good thing, and I'm glad they put it on. I'm glad the Netflix put it up, and I'm glad I'm watching it. I'm keen to definitely see part 2. Let me know in the comments below what you thought of this documentary, because it is a very much talking topic, right? Social media is always going to be a talking topic. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what you thought. Tell me if my ears are big below. I'll just go and cry in the mirror. But no, I'm kidding. But seriously, if you have any thoughts, just let me know below. I'd definitely be excited to have a chat. And I will be back for part 2.